r/rules horror. Posted by you/train without wheels. A note for exploring the forest behind your home. I know it can be very tempting to explore, it's written into the very fabric of your nature. I've watched enough of your kind walk to your deaths to figure that one out. But humans are able to survive here, as long as you are careful, and do exactly as I have written on this note. I hope you find. And since you're already here, take this note and explore a while. It will be important to keep this message safe. By the time you've picked up the note, I'm already watching you. I can protect you as long as you're here, even if you need to run, I can more than keep up with you. You may already notice you've lost track of where you've come from. That's okay. Memories can get a little hazy here. That is okay. If you ever make it out of here, they should slowly return to you. 1. Do not look for me. If you see me, I can't promise the horrors you'll never be able to unsee. I wish to protect you, but I cannot do anything about this. 1a. You will not die if you see me, but you may change your mind towards that being a good thing. 2. The most important thing, if you forget everything else, which you may, is to look up. The stars have been watching you since you were born. They would hate to say goodbye to you already. You may trust them with your life. 2a. You may forget where you came from. Again, remember the stars, trust whatever they may instruct you to do. They will always be able to take you home. 3. These trees have been alone for far too long. If you stumble into one, pray it's not hungry. It may only be looking for a hug. Be gentle and kind to it, even if it tries to eat you. There's no escaping its branches once caught, unless it wants to let go. There's no point in struggling. 4. The sun will set far faster than you expect. If you've brought any time-telling device with you, you may trust it. The times may be a solace for any issues you may be having with your perceptions. Even if it's felt like years in here, your device will never lie to you. 4a. If you discover you have a duplicate of your device, such as a second watch on your wrist, take it off immediately. If you forget which is your actual device, take them both off. It's not worth the risk. The new device will lie to you, and it could incite insanity to brew within you. 4b. If your watch tells you it's your bedtime, and you haven't found your way home quite yet, bury yourself in the ground. Use fallen leaves and sticks to cover your face if you are insistent on breathing. And close your eyes. Even if you can't go to bed, it's important nothing is able to find you. 5. Sounds will echo through these woods. Quickly learn which are real. Ignore any sounds that you don't trust. You may hear sounds of friends or family. They do not know where you are or how to get here. Those voices aren't them. Use your intuition for anything else. 6. You may see things that seem unordinary, such as an animal you have never seen or heard before, maybe a mix of two animals you have. Ignore it. It will leave you alone if it thinks you can't see it. It's an animal, you can never discount it being hungry or bored. 7. It is not worth trying to eat while you are out here. Even if you know which berries are safe to eat, you can't trust the berries to tell you the truth. The poisonous ones want to kill you. And they will hide within the branches of the safe. 7a. I know you'll get moments of extreme hunger or thirst, but they will pass as quickly as they came. If you must, eat dirt or moss. It will distract your body until the feeling passes. 8. You may be visited by the Fae. Most mean you no harm, and will only dance around in your peripherals, curious. Pay them no mind. 8a. Some may attempt to prank you. Your kind is uncommon here, so they may hurt you without meaning to. Pray I am able to save you. 9. You may stumble upon a house. It will always be safe to enter, just watch you don't fall through a floorboard. The basement door is locked, and you will die there. I am unable to enter the house. 9a. You may rest here, the walls will provide safety and shelter. Don't fret about falling asleep in there. You won't. 10. A beast roams this forest. It may take a form you recognize, like a bear, or wolf. You may see it off in the distance. No bears or wolves live in these woods. You may choose to ignore it or not, but don't stare too long. It may get annoyed with you. I can't predict what it might do to you if it gets annoyed. 10a. If the beast is in a form you fail to recognize, usually a solid color, or an incomprehensible energy, you must lie down, on the floor immediately. You have failed to notice it was nighttime, and I can't promise it hasn't seen you yet. 11. If you see another person, you must approach them, and follow these next rules carefully. You may pray you haven't already died. 11a. If you recognize them, talk to them as you would normally, catch up, smile, and do not falter your words once. Keep talking until they say goodbye, and as they turn away, run for your life. 11b. If you recognize them, but they have the face of a deceased, stop as soon as you recognize them. Do not talk to them. You must stare them down until they decompose in front of you. They will attempt to get closer every time you blink. Good luck. 11C, if you fail to recognize them. Guess. I hope you have luck to spare. And I hope you haven't gotten too close yet. 11D, if they have the face of the living, and you fail to talk to them, they will be incredibly upset. Good thing you'll have a head start. 11E, if you talk to someone with the face of the dead, congrats, you may freely follow them to the afterlife. You aren't allowed to talk to the dead and get away with it. 12. When you feel ready, prepare to head home. Again, if lost, the stars will guide you. The earth beneath your feet, the stars above, and anything you've brought into this place are the only things you are ever to trust. 12A, and I never said you could trust me. Next story of this video. Posted by u/idclal231. A urgent message to all people with mobile devices. Before I start, stop doing anything you're doing. Cooking food? Put it on hold. About to sleep? Fight the urge. There's a much deadlier situation happening, as far as I know, to everyone with phones, and specifically phones. Specifically the more modern ones. I'm a survivor of this thing, and I'm here to educate as many people as I possibly could before more casualties happen. I'll keep the explanation brief. Something in this world has managed to control phones, and using them, hunt down humans. Here are the most important rules you need to follow to ensure that your chances of survival are kept at the maximum possible, and making sure other people are aware of it. 1. Check your phone for any abnormalities. Wallpaper looking off? Battery draining faster? Apps that you've never downloaded appearing, or apps you've installed disappearing? If there's nothing, good. But you're not safe yet. If any of these things happen, just know you're already in this game of these things and you need to act accordingly. If these things are happening, move on to Rule 2. If not, move on to Rule 1.1. 1.1 If nothing is happening, you must at the very least inform other people of the dangers that could possibly happen. If you are informing others via phone, you might as well move on to Rule 2. If you haven't yet, do it in person or by any other possible means, radio, computer, heck even Xbox or something. 1.2 Make sure you regularly check your phone for the mentioned abnormalities. You are never truly safe if you have not yet encountered it. If any of the abnormalities start to happen, move on to Rule 2. The rules passed here will be solely for survival. If it hasn't happened to you, you can move on with your life. If it has, please read ahead so that you may live for another day. 2. Always have your phone with you everywhere. It is very important you keep a close eye on it, as it can mean your life. Bring it to the toilet, to work, to bed, everywhere with you. It is safe to keep it in the same room as you, and to be able to see it. If you get too far from it, you will have massive anxiety and paranoia slowly overtake you. 3. Always make sure the battery is in check. Make sure it's not rising, nor falling rapidly. If the battery is changing in abnormal ways, be sure to follow rules 3.1, 3.2 and on. 3.1 If the battery is lowering rapidly, make sure you charge it into an outlet as fast as possible. The outlet is usually not enough to keep it at a steady percentage, but it will stop after a few minutes. You can tell if 1% of battery goes down about every 2 seconds. It will always last 2 minutes, not more and not less. If you fail to charge it up, there's still a saving grace for you. Follow 3.1.1 if this happens. 3.1.1 If your battery ever runs out on your phone, start praying to God, because you will slowly start to be overcome by paranoia, anxiety, fear and every other negative emotion you could probably feel. That's because the thing is coming. You might see it in your room. You might see it peeking out of a corner. Ignore it. Focus on your phone, charge it and try to reactivate it as soon as possible. If it's not possible, you're a goner. It's probably best to just kill yourself if it happens. If you succeed, the thing will leave you alone, but you'll probably be traumatized. 3.2 If the battery starts rising rapidly, make sure you try to drain it as much as possible. Turn on your screen to full brightness, turn on some apps, just try to counter it as much as you can. If you know it won't work cause the phone is at like 85% battery, follow Rule 3.2.1. Otherwise, it should stop after about 1 minute. Again, the battery rises 1% every 2 seconds. 3.2.1. Open any app. This will distract the thing, but it will also make you have to do one of the mini games. This will be explained in a couple of rules. 3.3 If the battery doesn't change percentage at all, take a break. This usually means the trespasser is doing nothing at the moment. You can use this time to rest. But if it starts moving again, That means you're back straight to danger. This usually lasts 15 minutes, more if you're lucky. 4. If the wallpaper changes, to anything really, turn off your phone for a while and see if it's changed back. Make sure to do it every minute until it's back to normal. 4.1 If the wallpaper became a wallpaper with eyes, the thing is watching you in your room. Ignore any voices, inhumane sounds and breathing until your eyes close shut. You won't be able to open them, but when you do, usually after a few seconds, the wallpaper will be normal and you'll be safe again. 5. If your phone starts moving on its own, opening apps, websites, whatever else, the trespasser is bored and wants you to open a game for it to play. Failing to do so will probably end in your demise, so it's most likely that you should do it. 6. Sometimes, the thing itself will open up an app you will have never seen before. This is one of its mini-games. And you have to follow them. I don't know what happens, but I don't think you're here to find out anyways. If it says hide and seek, move to 6.1. If it says red light green light, move to 6.2. 6.1 Upon seeing hide and seek, you will be in a game playing as a character that looks like you. Your objective will be to find the thing. Though in this case it just looks like a puddle of black goo. Upon finding it, it will say now it's my turn. Lord, pray your room has a hiding spot. Any hiding spot, you will start to feel fear rising. It's approaching. Hide anywhere you can, closet, under your bed, under your table, under your chair even. If there's absolutely nowhere you could hide, get into a corner and close your eyes and cover your ears. Don't do anything. When it is gone, you will hear your phone buzzing. That means it's over and the text on it usually says you win. And you'll always get a break for winning. Usually 10 minutes or more. If you're found, well, go find out if you want to. 6.2 Upon seeing red light green light, the phone will give you the task of finding a specific photo, usually gory, with the name on it. You'll see the top of the screen turning red and green, and this will be your time to act in the phone. If it's green, you can use your phone and search for the image. If it's red, you can move around in real life, just not in the phone. Upon finding the image, you will be rewarded with a you win. And another 10-minute break or more. Gotta say, for a brutal thing like it, it's pretty nice with the breaks it gives. 7. During the time you're playing the things game, you'll be completely invisible to everybody, like a ghost. You'll pass people as if you don't exist, so don't try calling for help. It will know. 7.1 If someone from reality just starts staring at you eerily, don't break eye contact. You may see weird stuff in the corner of your eye, but it's important you don't break eye contact. It's not a person, it's the thing. You can tell when you're fine when it feels like the world flickered and everything goes back to normal. 8. If you ever become hungry, thirsty, make sure the things you are consuming don't have some random black goo in them. It's probably going to lead to a deadly and poisonous death. Again, I don't know what happens, I'm alive after all. 9. This entire game lasts for one entire day, or 24 hours total. If you're past the halfway mark of it, you will start having to worry about other things. This part is for survivors that are halfway this. 9.1 Not really a rule, but I did want to say that it will always start to become darker at the halfway point, like a day and night cycle. Even if it's winter or summer. I think it's more active in the darkness, so beware as it gets darker in the second half. 10. Upon getting halfway, you will hear a very old grandfather clock dinging in the distance. It doesn't matter if you don't have one, there will be one. That means you're halfway, and you need to prepare for something upcoming immediately. You will hear knocking on your door. It is not your family, it is nothing, not your mother, friend or anyone else. It's the thing. It's trying to give you a false sense of security and trying to trick you. Don't open it unless you have a death wish. 11. If the lights start flickering in your room, get ready to turn on your phone's flashlight. You're gonna be quite scared, but if you manage to turn it off fast enough, the lights will shut off and it will feel as if your entire room just expanded. By a lot. Look around in all directions, it may look like a void, but your current objective right now, the thing is scared of the light, so try to find it. You'll feel everything darkening, fear and yada yada. You know what the symptoms are by now. If you feel any of them, look around, and look around urgently. If you flash him, he'll go away before trying again for a bit. If you do this about 3 times, you'll feel like as if you fell onto the ground and fell asleep, and what's likely after a few seconds, you'll be in your room again. 12. If you're at the halfway point, please don't hesitate to call for help at this point, specifically through your phone. Police, family members, friends, the closer you are to the end, The weaker the trespasser becomes and the safer you are, so don't miss your opportunity to communicate with your loved ones and tell them what's going on. 13. If you ever get any messages on your phone, from anyone, ignore it. It's not the thing but it is a real person. Replying to them means you're gonna draw the thing's attention to them and it will be their next target in the future. If you're not a heartless bastard, please don't do that. I had to learn this the hard way. 14. Upon the last restless hour before 24 hours pass, you will start to feel quite uneasy, and hear an obnoxiously slow ticking noise trying to make you feel like this hour is the longest. Don't give up, 1 hour left. During this time the thing will become more aggressive, so I hope by then you have a good chunk of the rules memorized, because it will not give you a chance to live during this time. 15. If you have any food in your room, it is highly recommended that you put it outside the room you're in to calm down the trespasser. It might spare you from the hell you're currently in. Even if you're starving, it's always worth it to give it food. 16. In the last few minutes, you'll feel yourself black out and quickly wake up in a very long corridor with flashing lights and sirens. The exit is ahead, great. What's not so great is that the thing will be chasing you in a last stand. I don't care how tired you are from having pulled a all-nighter to survive, you need to run as fast as you can, even if you don't feel like it. You'll probably die a horrible death if you fail, but if you make it out, as far as I'm aware, you won't be in the game anymore and will be free from hell. You'll be sent back to the time before you went into the game. If anyone reading this has made it out, congratulations, because to my knowledge, all survivors have never had to do it again. If you're a survivor, or if you're read these rules just in case, I hope for the best in your future. It's a cruel world we live in, but we humans still have the chance to adapt, and I'm here to help with that. Goodbye. Note: this needs your attention right now. I don't know how, the post changed itself while I was reading over everything. There's parts where it says trespasser instead of thing. Is that its name? And the rules I said in those are completely untrue. Please do not fall for them. I already tried fixing them, I can't change them back. With that aside, good luck winning the game. May God be with you all.